WrestleMania ended in a big way with Roman Reigns pinning both Daniel Bryan and Edge. Oh, our tribal chief. Fans have mixed feelings about the show, but I absolutely loved it. We got some lower points of the show, but even these weren't that bad. We got amazing wrestling, Logan Paul with the best stunner cell of 2021 Extreme Rules match, but with drums. Pirate Hogan, everybody. Pirate Hogan. Avocado debut, and Triple H giving a dildo inside a briefcase to Bad Bunny. Singer, wrestler, and now, man, Bad Bunny can really do it all. So I ask you, what's there not to like? No, but seriously, I absolutely loved both Night 1 and 2 of WrestleMania, a great pay-per-view in my opinion, and that damn main event. Wow. Night 2 was definitely a bigger show in my opinion, the matches were a lot more important. Was it better? I would say yes. Even though we got more disappointments, I still believe this show was better. And unfortunately, that was the last time we seen crowd for a very long time. We're not getting it anytime soon. But what we are getting is WrestleMania Backlash. WrestleMania Backlash. What's the difference between WrestleMania Backlash and Backlash? We all know it's going to be most of the WrestleMania rematches anyway. Is it gonna be Backlash, but with Pirate Hogan? Pirate Hogan. Okay, I'm pretty excited. Let's talk about the Night 2 of WrestleMania 37. The show kicked off with Titus O'Neil and Hulk Hogan as pirates. I don't get this, to be honest. It was really bad. Both are very uncomfortable. All of this is very forced. But by God, we got Pirate Hogan. The first match, surprisingly, was Randy Orton versus The Fiend. I absolutely loved Randy Orton's attire. This just screams WrestleMania. My wife told me that every time someone is wearing white trunks in the WWE, it looks like a diaper. So, take it as you will. But they also got rid of the giant piece of shit during Randy Orton's entrance. What is this? I ask you, what is this piece of crap? I want the real shit. Then we see The Fiend healing himself, and he's back to being just the regular Fiend. Oh man, will I miss that piece of tasty meat. And he also lost a lot of weight, it seems like. Let's say he burned a lot of calories. Smart joke. Give it to me, let's give it to me. Click that like button. Then we see Alexa Bliss with the Fiend box, and she starts spinning it, and we see the Fiend getting out of that box. We see the Fiend attacking Randy Orton right off the bat, and it seems like the red lighting is back, maybe just for WrestleMania, I'm not quite sure. Wasn't necessary, you know, you could just turn the crowd red or make it without lights and only you can only see the ring. Didn't need red lighting, and it was a typical Fiend match, you know, him no selling some moves. I honestly expected a bit more, but I didn't hate it. So here's what happened. After a pretty okay match, the Fiend was about to drop Randy Orton with Sister Abigail, but we got Kane's Pyro. We see Alexa Bliss with goo dropping all over her face. The Fiend is distracted, and we got an RKO for the 3 count. Randy Orton wins the match and runs away. After the match, Alexa Bliss and Fiend stare at each other, the lights go out, and that's it. And that was honestly the worst part of the match. Whatever happened, happened. It was still kinda interesting, but this basically ruined it all. What's about to happen? Okay, is he going to attack Alexa Bliss? Is Alexa Bliss going to attack the Fiend? Are we getting some kind of a debut? Nothing. We got nothing. Is Alexa Bliss controlling the Fiend? That is the biggest question. That is a big theory in wrestling community right now. We all thought the Fiend is actually controlling Alexa Bliss, but all this time it was actually Alexa who controlled the Fiend. And why would she do it? Why would she cause the Fiend the match? Is Alexa Bliss joining Randy Orton? Is Randy Orton about to change his gimmick into Randy Orton but with a mask? We'll see what happens, and that is the best part of that match. Cliffhanger. We want to see what's gonna happen. What the hell just happened? What's next for the Fiend? What's next for Randy Orton? Is the Fiend a babyface? Is Randy Orton a heel? Why would Alexa Bliss do it to the Fiend? That is the best part of this match, because even though I don't like this rivalry, I kinda wanna see what's gonna happen next, so they achieved that. The biggest problem people have is that one RKO basically destroyed the Fiend. It only took one RKO, you know, back in 2019-18, I believe. It took like 50 curb stomps for the Fiend to stay down. So I get where people are coming from, but I believe the only possible explanation would be he was shocked by what Alexa Bliss is doing and he lost the match because of that, not because of that RKO. He was just, confused, and if it was just a normal match, RKO wouldn't do a damn thing. Then again, RKO is the most protected WWE finisher ever, possibly. I know people have a problem with this. Maybe if we got like 2 RKOs during the match and the Fiend would kick out, maybe people wouldn't have a problem with it, but that was the only RKO in the match and it did the job. Like I've said, the only explanation is Bray Wyatt is confused, shocked, and that's why he lost. But still, most people won't consider it. I don't think it was horrible. It was underwhelming, of course, but if this didn't open the show, people wouldn't hate it that much. The biggest problem with this match, it opened the damn show. So we'll see what happens next. I don't hate it, but I didn't love it either. Then we saw the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match. Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax versus Natalya and Tamina, lowest point of the show, and this didn't need to be on WrestleMania. Let me explain why. So first of all, nobody cares, but it must be building to something, right? I mean, what's the point of it being on the show? Nobody cares about the match itself, so something must happen. Nothing happened. And these people had the Bella Twins on the show. Nobody likes the Bella Twins, but at least it would make up for some kind of a moment. They retained the championships and then we see the Bella Twins. So anyway, we got Sharpshooter, but Natalya wasn't legal. We got Shayna Baszler and Natalya tapped out to Shayna Baszler. And that was it. They retained the Women's Tag Team Championships. What was the point of this? Then we saw Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. Logan Paul was watching the match near the commentary table and it was actually better than expected. Like why I'm saying this is because I know Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens is always going to be a great match, but people didn't think it's going to because Logan Paul is involved. People expected some kind of bullshit, but none of that happened, and I'm very glad it didn't. All the drama, all the WrestleMania moment grab happened after the match, and that's what makes it awesome. Now the match itself was again very good. We got a bunch of great moves, but the best part for me actually was Sami Zayn just coming back with that Helluva kick. Of course we got Stunner. Owens wins the match, and we see Logan Paul talking to Kevin Owens, possibly congratulating him, I guess. And Sami Zayn is jealous. What are you doing, Logan? You're my guest. Logan gets tired of it, pushes Sami Zayn, and of course Logan Paul got booed, which is something that WWE probably expected anyway, and that's why we got a great ending to all this. We got a stunner to Logan Paul, and that was one of the best sells I've ever seen. He did a flip for a stunner. That was really nice, and obviously Kevin Owens and Logan Paul got a big pop from the crowd. So I love this whole thing. It was awesome, and I wouldn't mind seeing Logan Paul in the WWE in the future. Same goes for Bad Bunny, of course, because this man, of course, Logan Paul just sold one move. Bad Bunny actually trained and stuff, I understand, but I'm saying this whole thing, this match, this moment, loved it. During the show, we saw Bayley trying to be a co-host, I guess, but Hogan and Titus kept ignoring her. But let me tell you something, Bayley. You ain't no pirate. And that's when we got Bryan and Nikki Bella. You can look, but you can't touch. We got a John Cena roast, and of course, they took care of business and nobody cares. People booed. WWE, you can do better. In 2021, you should realize people like Bayley. She carried the WWE during the Performance Center era and during this pandemic. Nobody cares about the Bella Twins. As a matter of fact, nobody really likes the Bella Twins, most people. I don't hate the Bella Twins, but I don't care about them at all. Bayley deserved better, honestly. That really sucked. We saw Sheamus versus Riddle for the United States Championship, and I was worried about this match because I thought people won't care because this didn't really have a great build. I know Sheamus is going to give us a great match, but I didn't care about it at first either. But then the match picked up. We got this crazy, I think it was Spanish Fly or something, and that's when the fans started chanting, "This is awesome," and people, like, this match actually got a lot of crowd reaction. I also love the knee spot, and the finish was unbelievable. We got the best bro kick of all time. This was amazing, and I honestly prefer this over the NXT spot where Adam Cole did the super kick, which is very similar. In my opinion, this was better. We also saw a lot of blood, like Riddle actually got hurt after this. And Sheamus wins the United States Championship for like the third time, I believe. He deserves it. He continues giving us the best matches on the card. I don't know what happened with this guy, but he improved in wrestling so much. He was never bad, like ever. Always underrated, but lately, you can't ignore Sheamus' work. And now Sheamus is the United States Champion, and I can't wait to see what he's gonna do with the championship. I'm really interested in this title reign. But this match, really, really good. Possibly the second match after the triple threat in terms of quality, I think. I'm not sure. We saw Apollo Crews versus Big E in a Nigerian drum fight. So, okay, it was basically an Extreme Rules match, but with drums. Which, okay, I guess. And this felt, I don't know, in a way rushed. Like, let's just get from spot to spot, you know, a typical Extreme Rules match, but I don't think it was really that special. Just my opinion. Wasn't bad, but like I've said, felt really rushed. And that was the best spot of the match in my opinion. So Big E was about to win this match, but we got Awokaro Balatunde Dabakaro interfering, and he helped Apollo Crews to win the Intercontinental Championship. He's our new champion, and I'm very glad it happened. Obviously, it's a big push for Apollo, but most importantly, it's actually a bigger push for Big E. Because now Big E is going to move on to the WWE Universal Championship. Now, I don't know when that is going to happen, but it's definitely a storyline most of us really wanna see. So this was okay, by no means was it bad, it was just pretty mediocre in my opinion. Then we saw Rhea Ripley versus Asuka for the WWE Raw Women's Championship. I tried to care about this one, but I just could not, and that's probably because this match had the worst build of WrestleMania by far. And it just felt like, you know, when Bianca won the championship, it felt like it's this big moment. People are happy because, you know, she tried so much to get that match. She won the Royal Rumble match. In this match, she did nothing. She just came and got that match. It makes the championship look like shit in my opinion. I don't know if the match was bad or I just didn't care that much, but I think it wasn't even a good match. The only thing I liked about it was the finish. Rhea Ripley wins the Raw Women's Championship, and you know, I'm happy for her, I like her really, but when you compare that moment to Bianca Belair winning the championship, it's like night and day. One woman just worked her ass off, and this just, it makes it look like she didn't do a damn thing. I know in reality she worked hard just as much. I'm just saying that in kayfabe, whatever. She just took a championship. It doesn't feel important. It's like someone winning a mid-card championship to me. And of course, the WWE Universal Championship match. Daniel Bryan versus Edge versus the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. That was the best match of both WrestleManias. Honestly, one of the best triple threat matches we ever saw. People said Edge can't keep up, and I believe with this match he proved once again, yes he can. Edge was fantastic in this match. We got a bunch of cool moments, but some of the highlights were Edge avoiding all the spears. I also love the table spot plus spear out of nowhere. That looked really awesome. And also yes lock and crossface with a piece of a broken chair. Two dudes with concussions and neck injuries headbutting each other. Just lovely stuff. Of course, we saw Jey Uso interfering. He got his ass whipped. We got some chair shots. You know, it was all about chairs because, you know, the storyline featured a lot of steel chairs. Anyway, we see Edge game-ending Daniel Bryan. Reigns does the same to Edge, puts Edge on Bryan, and pins both of his opponents. What an ending. What an ending. He did exactly what he said he's going to do, and now they can't even complain because he pinned both. Jey Uso helped, but forget about it. That was a nice ending, and I'm happy Roman Reigns retained the championship. To be fair, I would be happy with either result, Daniel Bryan, Edge, or Roman Reigns. Personally, I wanted to see Edge because, you know, 10 years after his retirement, the same day, winning the championship. What a moment, winning the Rumble championship, awesome stuff. Perhaps, bringing back the World Heavyweight Championship, but that's just... I knew it's not gonna happen, and I understand why it didn't happen. Roman Reigns winning the championship makes a lot more sense, and I understand why WWE did it. I wasn't mad, I wanted Edge, but I knew Reigns winning makes a lot more sense. What's next? Is this rivalry over? I don't think so. Now, I think Big E is coming for the championship, and people keep saying who's gonna take that championship off Roman Reigns. At this point, who? Who could it possibly be? It's either going to be Brock Lesnar or Big E in my opinion. Nobody else. I don't see anyone else taking that championship off Roman Reigns. So that was one of the best WrestleManias in recent memory. We saw a lot of amazing performances and a lot of great moments. I was happy we got crowd, but let's be honest, people. For a WrestleMania crowd, this was really, really weak. Still better than Thunderdome, but I'm just saying, I wish people were a lot more energetic. Maybe it's the masks, I don't know. So anyway, people, that was your WrestleMania. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I had a great time, and I can't wait for WrestleMania 38. So thank you for watching this video, The Great One. Peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.